Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols. I'm here to bring you your Nicholsworth, and today from Zondervan, we are bringing the thin line, large print Bible in the Passaggio setting. So it comes in a clamshell box, and this does not come in the blue buffalo leather for the time being. It only comes in the black leather soft. And what's interesting is it has some smooth spots in it. I don't know if that's intentional to make it look more natural or if that's kind of a mistake. Not really sure. But anyhow, it does have a decent spine. It's not great, it's a decent spine. It's got some gold foil kind of decorated up, and it gets downgraded to decent ribbons. This is the first time I've seen Zondervan do this in a larger Bible like this, to go with the smaller size ribbons rather than the 3/8. They went with the 1/8. So that's a bit surprising. Has perimeter sewing, of course, all your extras. It has a paper liner. Doesn't appear to be reinforced. The presentation page is in the liner. I think that's actually cool. Kind of saves you a page at least of being all thick. So you only have one thick page versus this and another thick page. Title page and all that stuff that you can see. But what really makes this one different than this one, number one, is the print size. This is a 10-point font. This is an 11-point font. Another thing that's going to be different between this one and this one is this is a black letter. And this is that really dark blue letter. I think this is a beautiful layout. I love the art gilding. This one is not art gilded. This is definitely a more price effective option. And they do have the price effective option in this one as well, the Heritage edition, to where this is the Heritage, this is the thin line, this is going to have your black letters, this is going to have your blue. Also, the words in Christ in this one are also going to be the standard blue. The words in Christ in this one are going to be your red. Thomas Nelson and Zondervan both do a fantastic job with their comfort print on the red letters. I really like it. Another thing you're going to pick up on these is there are no references. There's no references in the gutter. There's no references anywhere, just a few textual notes here and there. So now you kind of know what this one looks like from a previous review. I'll show you, but I'm going to take you to a poetic setting that is mixed in with a narrative setting. And this is where the Passagio is different. The word Passagio is kind of like a singing voice, and it's musical in nature. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to send you a signal that, hey, this is either music or poetry. So that way, if you don't recognize it, because sometimes how you interpret the Bible is very important in relationship to its literary style. So if you don't realize it's poetry, then you may take it literally when it's meant to be poetic in nature. So this is kind of your cue that, hey, we're talking in poetry here, or we're talking in song. Now, in like Songs of Solomon and your different poetry books, that's going to be obvious. But sometimes in a setting like this, to where you have poetry here, and then you have narrative here, it may be a little less obvious. It says, these people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. And we know that is a quote from Isaiah, and that is actually in poetic form. So it's really neat to have it. At first, and matter of fact, I'll link my first review, I was really on the fence with this layout, but I'm starting to like it more and more as I get to understand it more and more and why it exists. I would like to see them do an all black letter option in this, but I do really like their red letter. It is line matched, so the red letter really stands out and is bold. It's really just a nice layout. And you have to get used to it. Now, one advantage of this one is you are going to have a few more words per line because you have this wider text block, where this one has more of a narrow text block, and you're going to have that large print. If a 10-point font is a little too small for you, then the thin line gives you that 11. Now, one other major difference between these two layouts, this is 36 GSM premium European paper. Now, this is important. They don't just do it in the blue buffalo, but even in the leather soft, they use the 36 GSM premium paper in the Heritage layout. This is not the premium paper. There is a definite quality difference in this paper. It's still good paper. It's nice, but like the pages were stuck together, it feels really light. It's not very weighty. It's also kind of fluffy. You push it down, it's kind of squishy, to where this is solid. So really, depending on what you want to spend and depending on the font size that you want, would really determine which of these sets that you would want, which one of these editions that you would want. I like them both. I really love the blue letter in this. I love the feathery, the way the paper just lays beautifully. It's just really sharp. I love the blue buffalo. I love the raised hubs in the spine. I love the bells and whistles. One more thing I want to point out about the Thinline that is different than the Heritage is the Heritage at the end, while it does not have a concordance, it just kind of has some different lists and different perspectives of the Bible and different things. It does have maps. Some people are very annoyed by maps. I have great news for you. At the end of this one, there are no maps. This just kind of ends with some prayers of the Bible and some typical things you would see in your NASB, and that's it. So if you don't like maps, this is a great option. Anyhow, keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.